There, breaking news coming in on the channel. The former president, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, has passed away. This is the news that is breaking on your channel. Remember, his health condition was only declining over the last couple of days. He was in deep coma, and now we're getting breaking news on the channel. Remember, he was the 13th president of India from 2012 to 2017. He had also tested positive for the coronavirus, and he was admitted in the hospital for the last couple of days. We had been getting medical alerts from the hospital as well that his health condition was only declining, was deteriorating. The 84-year-old former president of India was in septic shock due to his lung infection as well, and was being managed by a team of specialists at the Army Hospital in Delhi, Kent. That very sad news coming in. Remember, he was a veteran Congress leader, was on ventilator support for the last couple of days. Let me take it across to our consulting editor, Maithili. Also, Maithili, very terrible news coming in right now as we speak. The news that's breaking on the channel: the former president of India, the 84-year-old veteran Congress leader, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, passing away.
Yes, Ruchi, it is indeed a very sad day when a senior statesman like Pranab Mukherjee passes away, because he has been he was part of the Indian, particularly the finance ministry. I would associate him more with the finance ministry than as president of India, because in the Indian constitution, given the way our constitution is framed, the president really doesn't have very much of a role to play. But as finance minister, Pranab Mukherjee was really the what should I say, kingpin, you could call it, of the finance ministry for many years. He saw through the earlier period of socialist India, that the transformation with the opening up of the economy. Then he was a finance minister just before the UPA's second term. So there are so many associations of the finance minister, particularly for a business and economic channel like ours. So it is really apart from the fact that he's a very senior Congress leader. And this is a time when the Congress perhaps could, really lean on having senior leaders with them to help them get over the kind of crisis that the Congress party has been facing for the past many months, if not years. So it is indeed a very sad day. Bad GDP numbers, the Congress former president passing away, Pranab Mukherjee. We have reports of fresh Chinese incursions. So I think not a very good day for India at all. In fact, not a good day at all. Not just very, but a very sad day for India.
Absolutely. One cannot ignore the fact that, Maithili, even when the former president of India, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, a lot of times in the past we have seen him speaking his mind very freely. Even in our interactions, I remember as a young finance ministry reporter, sometimes interacting with him, and just the way he used to, speak his mind, whether it was issues with regard to the economy or whether it were other issues. He used to speak with a lot of clarity of thought. He used to speak, with a lot of, a lot of confidence on the subject as well. How important do you think is going to be the legacy that Dr. Pranab Mukherjee has left behind?
Huge gap, particularly for the Congress party. And Ruchi, if you look at the crisis that we're passing through today, and look at the crisis, the global financial crisis, it was Pranab Mukherjee who had the courage to open up fiscal easing big time. Remember the big fiscal package that we got? Of course, it could be argued that the Congress did it because they had elections coming up and it was preparatory to the elections. But the fact is that our fiscal deficit almost doubled in that year of 2008-9. So he had the courage to, ignore the fiscal parameters, not play by the rule book exactly, and do what the economy demanded. Of course, it could be said that subsequently we paid the price for continuing for that fiscal easing and, of course, monetary easing for much longer. But today, when we're passing through a similar juncture, and the government needs to spend, maybe it could take some lessons from that and go in for fiscal easing, but also take the right lessons and withdraw the fiscal easing in time. So it really is a very poignant reminder that the architect of the major fiscal easing, which saw the economy do quite well, we actually managed the global financial crisis pretty well. And it was only much later that the chickens came home to roost, mainly because we did not withdraw those stimuli in time. But today, perhaps it's also a point, reminder of the fact that when push comes to shove, it is only government that has to do whatever it has to do.